it's Inge, and I'm really excited about this review because I had to wait forever to get it. And you know when you have to wait like an extra amount of time to get something, then it's like so much more exciting when you get it. It's finally here. I have the entire personal color collection from Etude House. Now I have the 2 eyeshadow palettes, I have the 2 lip palettes, and I also have the cream and powder contour. But I'm gonna split them into different videos so that these are in smaller bite-sized segments so you guys can watch them and then get super excited. If you want to see the review of the other products and you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe so that when those videos are up that you'll be able to see them ASAP. So I am going to go into the review for today, and that is the personal color palettes, the eye palettes. Now I have both the cool toned palette and the warm toned palette. First, right off the bat, these are smaller than I thought they were going to be compared to the picture that they had on the Etude House Instagram, but I still think this is a really nice size. One of the things I love about this palette is that they actually changed the color between the two. So the cool tone palette is like a really light pink, and then the warm tone palette is a really light cream yellow, pale yellow cream kind of color. So you can already tell the differences there. And if you look at the eyeshadows on these, the warm toned palette has warm toned eyeshadows of like an orange and a red, and then the cool tone palette has a like light pink and then a darker pink. That might even be purple. That looks like Nicki Minaj pink to me though. The same goes for the lip palette. The warm toned lip palette is made with this color and the cool toned lip palette is made with this color. So let's go quickly into the actual dynamics of what you get. You get a palette that's about this size. It includes 20 shades. You'll have a full-sized mirror, which is great. I love having a full-sized mirror. The 20 shades also, they're bigger than the Lorac eyeshadow. So with the Lorac eyeshadows, you get 16, and with this one, there's 20, and they are a larger size. So in your eyeshadow palette, you get a good assortment of mattes and your shimmers and some more glittery ones, which is pretty common with Korean eyeshadows to begin with. They also have this nice plastic cover over it, which I really enjoy, and it has the names of the colors on it, which made it really easy for me to swatch. I will swatch all of the colors for you soon from both palettes, so make sure to watch to the end to see that. So the warm tone palette looks like this. You get a nice variety of warm colors. There's even some like warmer pink colors. There's a nice twinkle orange that to me seems a little rose goldy, but it is more on the orange side. The only downside to this palette, I would say, is that there is no highlight or brow bone color that doesn't have at least some sort of shimmer or glitter in it. The closest is the cream tea, and there is shine to it, which is good if you want to have reflection off your brow bone, but if you're looking for a matte shade to go all over the lid, you're not really gonna find that in this palette. Now the cool tone palette is the exact same, except that if you look at the names, instead of being W1, W2, W3 above the actual eyeshadow names, it says C1, C2, C3. So that's another cool thing, is that it's marked W for warm or cool if you have the cool tone palette. You also have an assortment of mattes, and you have assortment of shimmers and some glitters. I would say this has a lot more of good highlighting shades if you wanted to highlight, and this does include a matte base shade. So before we get into the swatches, let me just talk to you about my impression on these. I'm gonna say the cons first. The only con for me is the fact that these have fallout. When you're doing your makeup, I highly suggest do your eyes first and then the foundation afterwards, because some of these shades have quite a bit of fallout. But other than that, I'm so impressed, guys. Both of the palettes are really pigmented, they're beautiful. The glittery shades, they're a lot more pigmented than I'm used to. They're not super sheer glitters. They're also not super finely milled, which is where a lot of that fallout comes from. It's a little bit chunkier, but I'm really impressed. I'm actually wearing the cool tone palette on my eyes today. I used a variety of different mattes for my crease, and then I used one of those glittery shades to highlight the inner corner of my eye, and then up here on my brow bone just really lightly. They work really well. Out of the entire palette, the only two that didn't swatch like super strong to me for the cool tone was C7 Chocolate Pudding and C8 Dull Rose. I'm wearing both of those colors on my eye today, and I can tell you on a brush, they're pigmented and they blend really well. Overall, I am so impressed with this. I think it's so worth the money. 100% I would repurchase these. I bought both of them. I will keep both of them. I'm gonna keep using both of them. They're just beautiful, beautiful palettes. This is by far my favorite palette I've ever had from a Korean brand. Now I got mine from etudehouse.com. They're a little bit more difficult to find on some of the other websites, and some of the other websites I've actually seen it on charge an arm and a leg for shipping. The Etude House one, they mark up the prices of these a little bit, but if you spend over a certain amount, then the shipping is free. And I definitely spent over the certain amount for these. So by itself, I think it's around 33 or 34 USD for just this palette, but you can also buy it in a set where you get the eyeshadow palette and the lip palette, and they'll also throw in a metal mixing plate with a metal tool that you can use as a spatula to kind of mix lipstick colors, I'm assuming, because I wouldn't want to do that with this. I use it at my job at Sephora when I am doing color swatches on people. It's just a lot more sanitary and it's nice to use. When you get it in a kit like that, I do believe it's 54 USD. If you would take the price of the palette and the price of the lip separately and add them together, it's the exact same price. The only extra thing you're getting from that though is that metal pan. If you wanted to get, say, the cool toned eyes and the warm toned lips, it's gonna be the exact same cost, but you're not gonna get that metal mixing plate with it. So let's go look at the shadow swatches so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start with the warm tone first, so let's look at the warm. See, those are so pigmented, and like I said, they go on like a dream. You just need to be careful of a little fallout, and the glittery shades are a little chunkier. They're not super finely milled. If they were a little more finely milled, I think you could really easily pack them on the eye and get even more shine. I'm happy that it's not a sheer glitter. Now let's go look at the Cool Tone palette swatches. You guys could notice what I meant when I said the C7 and the C8, they don't swatch as well on the arm, but they are beautiful on the eye. Overview, this is a great palette. It's the best Korean palette I've ever come across. All the shades are gorgeous, they blend well. Only negative is a little fallout, but I can deal with that. Just do your eyeshadow first. So worth the buy. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on my review of the lip palette and my review of the powder and cream contour sets from the same personal color line. Also, I have an Instagram. I like to post pictures of makeup looks, etc. And it's a great way for you guys to kind of comment on pictures and tell me if there's certain things that you want to keep seeing. If there is something that popped into your mind that you would love to see, please leave it down in a comment box below. I love to hear from you guys, and I have a growing list of things that you guys want to see. If there's anything that you've commented down in one of my videos before and I still haven't gotten around to reviewing it, go ahead and leave another comment down below. Within that whole transition of leaving from Korea, and then there's so many different comments on some of my videos, some of those have gotten lost in translation. So make sure that I remember, put it down in a comment box below again, and I'm going to restart a list. I actually have a whiteboard, and I'm gonna write them all down on the whiteboard and try to get as many as I can in for you guys. And as always, you usually ask me what I'm wearing on my lips. I'm wearing ColourPop Satin Lip in the color Little Stitches. It's one of the lightest shades, but it does darken on the lips to more of a kind of mauvey pink, so be aware that this is gonna darken a little bit over time, although it is pretty where it needs to be. And that's all I have for you guys today, so bye. Hey guys, so I'm back with a little bit of a haul in a way. I actually went to Tony Moly, the mini shop that they have on Gmarket, and I picked up some of the new Pokemon cosmetics.